Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The profession of a teacher. He prepared for teaching while still in college. A doctrine that is taught. The teachings of religion. The activities of educating or instructing. Activities that impart knowledge or skill. Good classroom teaching is seldom rewarded. The profession of a teacher. Computer science. A line of code written as part of a computer program. A message describing how something is to be done. The activities of educating or instructing. Activities that impart knowledge or skill. Our instruction was carefully programmed. The profession of a teacher. Pedagogy is recognized as an important profession. The principles and methods of instruction. The activities of educating or instructing. Activities that impart knowledge or skill. A doctrine that is taught. Something that is commanded. Rule of personal conduct. A doctrine that is taught. He believed all the Christian precepts. The activities of educating or instructing. Activities that impart knowledge or skill. The United States federal department that administers all federal programs dealing with education, including federal aid to educational institutions and students, created 1979. The result of good upbringing, especially knowledge of correct social behavior. The activities of educating or instructing. Activities that impart knowledge or skill. He received no formal education. Knowledge acquired by learning and instruction. It was clear that he had a very broad education. The gradual process of acquiring knowledge. Education as a preparation for life. The profession of teaching, especially at a school or college or university. The activities of educating or instructing. Activities that impart knowledge or skill. A belief, or system of beliefs, accepted as authoritative by some group or school. Any personal belief about how to live or how to deal with a situation. Self-indulgence was his only philosophy. The rational investigation of questions about existence and knowledge and ethics. A belief, or system of beliefs, accepted as authoritative by some group or school. A belief, or system of beliefs, accepted as authoritative by some group or school. A belief, or system of beliefs, accepted as authoritative by some group or school. A belief, or system of beliefs, accepted as authoritative by some group or school. An organic process that takes place in the body. Respiratory activity. The state of being active. His sphere of activity. The trait of being active, moving or acting rapidly and energetically. The level of activity declines with age. A process existing in or produced by nature, rather than by the intent of human beings. Volcanic activity. Any specific behavior. They avoided all recreational activity. Chemistry, the capacity of a substance to take part in a chemical reaction. Catalytic activity. Feeding someone, as a baby, from a spoon. Teaching in an overly simplified way that discourages independent thought. Teaching beginners to read. Oral religious instruction, as before baptism or confirmation. A fee paid for instruction, especially for higher education. Tuition and room and board were more than $25,000. Teaching pupils individually, usually by a tutor hired privately. Teaching religious principles by questions and answers. Attention and management implying responsibility for safety. Teaching pupils individually, usually by a tutor hired privately. Censure severely or angrily. Teaching by giving a discourse on some subject, typically to a class. Deliver a lecture or talk. Did you ever lecture at Harvard? A speech that is open to the public. He attended a lecture on telecommunications. A lengthy rebuke. A good lecture was my father's idea of discipline. Teaching by giving a discourse on some subject, typically to a class. Punishment intended as a warning to others. The significance of a story or event. A task assigned for individual study. He did the lesson for today. A unit of instruction. He took driving lessons. Teaching people to speak and understand a foreign language. Teaching someone to accept doctrines uncritically. Teaching during sleep, as by using recordings to teach a foreign language to someone who is asleep. The process of being formally educated at a school. The act of teaching at school. The training of an animal, especially the training of a horse for dressage. Teaching pupils individually, usually by a tutor hired privately. Teaching during sleep, as by using recordings to teach a foreign language to someone who is asleep. Judaism, a precept or commandment of the Jewish law. Judaism, a good deed performed out of religious duty. A command based on Jesus' words in the Sermon on the Mount. Any important rule. The golden rule of teaching is to be clear.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.